Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to January 2019. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas and other whatever December holidays you celebrate. I was thinking about you guys, and the fact that the nodes have moved into your 12th house is kind of a big deal. And I have a feeling that you can expect some pretty amazing changes over the course of the next 18 months. You can expect your life to kind of shift, probably several times. And sometimes those shifts can occur in amazingly fortunate ways, or sometimes it can seem like a misfortune, but in reality is always for the best, right? I was thinking about you, and I was thinking about this book that I just finished reading called Zen and the Art of Happiness. And this is like, it's a good book, but I think the overall premise of this book is what I want to share with you. It'll just take a minute. So the overall concept of this is changing the way you see things, plain and simple, right? And the beginning is, if you want to be happy or if you want to have an easier life, would I want this to be true? That every event that befalls me is absolutely the best possible event that could occur? And are you willing to give that a chance to be true? And I wanted to share that with you because I do think that what you can expect is a lot of unexpected stuff. That's the only thing you can really expect. And as we have this Six of Swords coming out, well, yes, the shift is underway in an amazing way. And your spiritual evolution has been epic. I think it really has. And it's going to continue to be that way. You are kind of stepping into, over the course of this next 12-month period, this kind of something that's really in your element, right? You being Uranus ruled, being about change and revolution. And here we have Pluto and Saturn coming together in your 12th house. And it's like, boom, the teardown of the structures. I mean, this is really kind of your vibe, like really what's going on. This is your vibe. And, Saturn being one of your ruling planets, it's kind of home for you in a weird way. And so your spiritual evolution continues. And I mean, it always is, from birth to death, it always is, but especially monumental leaps and bounds this year. And I'm excited for you. And I hope that you find some peace with that. Because it can seem tumultuous. Yeah, there's still tumultuous water there. It can seem like a big deal, but go crazy, right? And it's more about just kind of opening your arms and letting it happen. And whatever you want, go for it. And whatever you don't want, get rid of it. Use your past experiences to your benefit. They're not just sitting there in your past for nothing. You can extract lessons. You can extract knowledge from those things. Aquarius, you are an incredibly wise sign, generally speaking. You have wisdom. You have all the 12 signs of the zodiac, or all 10 signs of the zodiac behind you, right? You've done a lot. Your soul has evolved. So, use it. And I had a feeling the eclipses. I mean, this is symptomatic of what's going on, and yet the more you allow this to drive you crazy, the more it's going to drive you crazy. However, the lesson is to learn how to transcend, right? What did I just read to you? Would you be willing to let it be true that every event that happens is the best possible event that could happen, that it's truly for your benefit? And this is about looking at the big picture rather than what is right in front of you. The big picture is the peaceful horizon over there. If you were only focused on like really what's happening, directly in your immediate environment, all you see is the choppy water. But that's you. This is you looking at the choppy water, but it doesn't have to be that way. This is a choice. Every single card in the tarot brings about an element of choice, because that's really all life is, just full of choices. And we can choose to stay here and choose to feel stressed about things. I suspect you're sitting on your couch, and I say this all the time, you're sitting on your couch or in your bed or in your car maybe and watching tarot card readings on YouTube. Like, your life is fucking perfect in this moment. Like there's nothing wrong with your life in this moment. And it's the worry and the anxiety of the prognostication of what's going to happen rather than what is actually happening. Your best bet is to deal with life moment to moment as it comes and to allow the events of life to belong to the moment, not to you. The moment in time that your soul happens to be passing through in the time-space continuum, right? It's not you. It's the moment. Okay? So I'm not surprised. Eclipse activity is always stressful. And Capricorn season can be stressful for some. For me, I thrive in Capricorn season, but it depends. It depends on where it lands in your chart. Here we have Hermit. Okay, well, beautiful card for an Aquarius. I think you hermit very well. You're a good hermit sign. Kind of a nice mixture of extroversion and introversion. You have a nice balance usually. And to go in, find the resistance, find where the resistance is going on inside, right? Why? Because this is resistance. This is resistance to feeling the pain, right? But sometimes all you need to do is just let yourself feel the pain or feel the discomfort, probably more just discomfort than anything. Feel the discomfort and really ask yourself, well, why am I so uncomfortable with that? Why am I, why? And just figure it out. You can look at this as kind of like a task. Virgo card. Virgos like tasks. They like things to do, checklists. Okay, well, today is my task to find where this discomfort is really coming from, to really find the reason why, but also to not really be so sad and, whatever it is, and just let it go and learn how to let it go. And what I mean by let it go, it's a really, I hate the phrase let it go because it totally trivializes the process. Letting things go is very challenging. Sorry, I just happened to see the bottom of the deck. As I'm talking about letting it go, we have the ultimate in fulfillment, the ultimate in joy, 10 of Cups coming out on the bottom. So there you go. Letting it go is a trivial way of saying releasing tension. And you have to acknowledge that tension is there. You have to acknowledge that stuff first. The thing with feelings and emotions is what they really want is just your acknowledgement. And the more and more you ignore, the more and more you cover up your eyes and avoid it, the more it's like, I want to speak to you. I'm speaking to you. Let me talk to you. Let me talk to you. It's like a kid whose mom is ignoring them, like if you just don't ignore, then your kid won't, be annoying anymore, and like be tapping on your shoulder anymore. Wow, this is a reading. Wow. Holy cow. This is such a reading. Okay, so your life is like catapulting in a new direction. This could be internal, 100%, seeing life in a new way. Maybe you're even taking on a much more positive mindset, which is amazing, right? Because you're realizing that any negativity that you held on to is simply not effective, and it's simply created your reality. I know that a lot of people that follow me on my channel, that they are very much on par with me and my personal growth because we're all doing it together. This is a collective experience. And what the past few years has taught us is simply to look within, hermit, right? Simply to look within and simply to outgrow it. And I think you've reached that tipping point. Maybe that's what I'll call this video. It's the tipping point of like, okay, my life is going to be different and I've resolved to make a different life for myself. And that's simply by changing my mind, right? Every single card brings about some element of choice. And sometimes those choices are forced upon us because we let it fester too long, right? This is the universe being like, okay, I'm trying to get you to where you need to be. I'm trying to get you there. I promise it's going to be okay, but you're not listening, so I'm going to make this happen. However this comes, sometimes this can be really subtle, like sometimes some information that just comes to light. Sometimes it's a light bulb that goes on inside, or sometimes it's an actual life event, like you move, you change location, something happens with your family, something happens with your significant other, whatever it is. But It's the best possible thing. And I implore you to see it that way. Even though it may come in the disguise of misfortune, it's not. And I think our past has shown us that any seeming misfortune was simply because we were just too far in one path and we just needed to be in a different path. That's all. And what you're really mourning is simply the loss of the goal, what you thought your goal should be. But if you let your goals be flexible, then you're going to be fine. 9 of Cups, 9 of Swords, 9 of Cups. These totally do not vibe, but this vibes with what I'm just talking about, okay? There's a sense of honor. I always say that with this card. There's a sense of honor with what you've gone through. There's a sense of honor with your life experience. Wear it like a badge of honor. Like, yeah, I had a tower moment. Yeah, I had a 9 of Swords and I survived and it's okay. And yes, I went through this traumatic thing. Or yes, I'm growing this business. Yes, I'm working hard, you know, and just be like proud AF. Like, just be proud. And you know, there you become, and I say this all the time, like you become untouchable when you learn how to transcend what's going on around you, because you can simply just step back and observe events unfolding. And instead of being so engrossed in what's going on and dropping your awareness to deal with the situation, you simply continue to stay at that elevated level and let it happen. And take the necessary steps. I'm not saying you're just are going to be a victim here, but to take the necessary steps to, you know, get that kind of negativity out of your life. Plain and simple. I mean, you guys are really stepping it up in terms of personal responsibility, and it's fantastic. And you're saying, okay, I'm only going to allow certain things in my life because I've deserved to have only the good things in my life. You do deserve it. Everybody does. This trumps the 9 of Swords, I think. The fact that these are coming out together is a little bit strange, I'm not going to lie. But when you tap into the 9 of Cups, the 9 of Swords just dissolves. It just dissolves because I think the cups, or the heart space quality, is more intense. 9 of Swords can seem much more intense, but it's not. I think the science has already proven that the power and the intelligence center of the heart is vastly superior to that of the mind. Vastly superior. So when you tap into the heart intelligence, the mind intelligence sort of obeys and like goes, okay, well, we're going to go to the heart now and we're going to do the 9 of Cups thing rather than the 9 of Swords thing. We're going to go that way instead. And you can. And that's what I think too, the 6 of Swords, is really all about. The transition perhaps from the mind to the heart. The tumultuous water of the 9 of Swords to the peaceful horizon of the 9 of Cups. I'm not getting anyone else's energy so far. So this is just about you. This is just about your life path. It's about where you're going. It's about what can happen. It's about possibility. Blank slates. All really beautiful themes for you. High Priestess reversed. There is no, you guys, when not only is the eclipses and Pluto and Saturn, but the sun coming into your 12th house, the sun illuminates. That's what it does. It's about illumination. And when the light goes into the darkest house of the zodiac, your 12th house, there's nothing can hide from you, which makes this hermit phase so easy, because it's like your subconscious, the things that are trapped are becoming liberated so that you can access them and deal with them. It may seem like this, but it's okay, because the sooner you deal with them, the sooner you get here. And that's what the eclipses and that's what the sun in your 12th house is really all about. Okay? I think Aquarius really could tap into a lot of power and energy this month. I think 12th house activity gives you so much drive if you find it or if you see it that way. Some people can drown. in 12th house activity, because there can be a lot of confusion. But with you, I don't know why. I mean, I see you as one of the more powerful in the zodiac, right? I really do. And I see you as thriving at this time. Plain and simple. Let me pull up more. I've been talking a lot. Sorry, I know. Oh, I got Mercury in my 3rd house, guys. I'm feeling chatty. I got a lot to say, I'm not gonna lie. Ace of Swords. We'll go ahead and pull out 2 more. 8 of Cups reversed. And Strength. So Ace of Swords is about truth and honesty, which I don't think the Hermit would really have it any other way. I don't think the Tower is going to have it any other way. Again, still not seeing any energy of another person, so this really is about you. Not saying that other people won't be involved, very possible that they will be involved, especially with an Ace of Swords, because sometimes it comes in from someone else, or you see someone else's true colors, or you see a path, or someone illuminates a path for you. Sometimes it's just about that one person or that one event that completely directs our life in a different direction. Even if it's just the inside world, maybe nothing on the outside world is really changing all that much, but your internal compass is like kind of doing a 90-degree angle kind of thing. So pay attention to, I mean, this is, you can't ignore this anyway. You can't ignore the Tower anyway. You are freeing yourself. This is all about liberation. It's all about the expression of your soul, which we see here with the Strength card. Now, Strength is associated with Leo, and I love the Leo archetype for you because it's your opposite. And I love comparing opposites because it's so funny where they meet in the middle. And Leo and Aquarius both being so much about expression, being so much about creativity and innovation, where you more on the erring on the side of humanity, but you also have your individuality as well. And I think this is a month where your individuality is coming to play. Your uniqueness, your vibe, like how you vibe, is coming to the forefront. See, the Lion in this is the 9 of Swords. It is the Tower. It is the ego as well. Some of you may have a humbling experience. Tower can do that. There's nothing wrong with that. If you get humbled, roll with it and be like I said, it's the best possible thing that could happen, because the humility, sometimes it's what's needed to open up these new paths. I struggle with the 8 of Cups reversed because it suggests that someone's having a hard time really walking away from some kind of emotional investment. Someone is having a hard time abandoning something that isn't serving. And I'm wondering if you're kind of in that space of, I know I need to do this. I'm having a hard time doing it, right? And it can be a goal, abandoning a goal. It's an inevitability. Major Arcana is trumping this. And the thing is that you already know. You already know. Like, I suspect that whatever happens, however this manifests for you, is not a surprise. There's no way this could be a surprise. Your intuition is like fierce, and your psychic and telepathic abilities, fierce this month. 12th house activity. It's insane. The moon's in Cancer, right? The full moon in Cancer. Intuition off the charts. So you're not going to be surprised. It's probably going to be like, yeah, I knew that was going to happen. I knew. I knew, but I didn't know. Judgment reversed. The Star. 2 cards, actually 3 cards of Aquarius, because this card is also ruled by Uranus. So really, you. Don't worry about other people this month. That's all I can say. Don't worry about them. Don't worry about their path. Don't worry about their journey. It's not about them. You are discovering your place in the cosmos and how you are a part of this universe and what your role is here. If you haven't found your purpose, right? I know we're all like, we always just like live in our purpose, whether we intend to or not. It's an inevitability. But I think that that's going to become illuminated for you over the course of the next 18 months. And you're going to be like, oh, okay, now I really know what I meant to do, and now I can do it purposefully, and I can, enhance that. Star is all about things coming true. It's about healing. It's about wishes. It's about evolution. It's about our evolution. And when we look at the stars, we can see them as souls who are much more advanced than we are. And we can say, like, that's where I want to be. That's the vibration that I want to be at. I want to be a planet. I want to be a star. I want to be a galaxy, right? These living, breathing, conscious organisms that mirror our own existence here. And see that as a path. See that as a goal, right? Because your goals are shifting anyway. You might as well shoot for the highest goal possible. The goals that are right in front of you every single night when you look up into the sky. Plain and simple, you don't need to worry about how to get there. You're going to have all the answers that you need. You don't need to worry about how you're going to get there. That's an irrelevant thing to think about. But it's the big picture. Remember in the beginning I talked about the big picture, but don't be so focused on just like, it's weird because I'm kind of contradicting myself. Live in the moment, be in the moment. But don't be so involved in the moment that you are unable to see the whole thing. Do I make sense? Hopefully I make sense. So let's put the camera down. I like that I did that last month. I had some positive feedback from that. So I'm going to put the camera down and show you the cards that will come out. So if you want the comprehensive, you'll at least see what's going to come out. So you can at least see what's going to be addressed. And then we'll go from there. Okay, so let me put the camera down. And I did this in the last reading that I did. I know the angle's not the best. That's okay. We fix it. Don't worry. But I am going to turn the camera around so that you can at least see them in their proper form. Okay, so yeah. So this is like the directionality, right? Okay, so let's start with the Nine of Swords because I think that's the most intense. The Nine of Swords and the Tower. So the continuation of the story. See, the swords are self-inflicted. They're your thoughts. It's your psychological patterns. Yay, Page of Swords. That's freedom. That mirrors the Ace of Swords. Okay, communication is going to be a thing, so we'll talk about it. Let's look at the Tower now. The more you resist, the harder it is. Let's look at the Ace of Swords because that can come out in kind of a whole bunch of different kind of ways. Still not getting the energy of, there's the energy of another person, finally. Okay, that's not you. Potentially some kind of, I don't know if a reconciliation maybe, but at least something new with that ace. Two aces coming out together, both upright, positive changes. Eight of Cups. When an Aquarius cares, it really cares. Fixed sign, fixed energy. Let's look at High Priestess. 10 of Coins coming out. What else for the High Priestess? See, some of these harsher energies, they do get clarified by really beautiful things in the comprehensive. It's unreal. Let's look at Judgment 2. The only thing getting in your way here is your own mind. That's it. That's the whole thing. That's the obstacle, is like yourself. And I think the universe is like, get out of your own way. Let me. Like, let me take the reins a little bit. So I'm not going to put the camera back up, but if you guys want to check it out, the link and everything will be down below as usual. So I wish you guys nothing but the best. Thank you for being here. You're amazing and I love you. Stay bright, you guys. Bye.